This is one of my all-time favorite things about the guitar. The wild and innovative whammy bar. We're going to get into all the crazy fun techniques, including the subtle texture stuff. Today we'll start at the beginning. Let's do it. Whammy, tremolo, or vibrato bar, or arm. The first ever whammy bar, the vibrola, was invented in 1929, but didn't stay in tune well. In the 1940s, the Bigsby came out with better tuning stability. Then the game changer in 1954, the release of the Fender Strat with the tremolo bridge. The blueprint for all tremolo bridges afterward. Jimi Hendrix is the original whammy bar genius and innovator. It all starts with him. Jimi took it to a whole another level, like he did with everything else. Before that, the whammy was used mostly for subtle touches. He used it as a sound shaping and sculpting tool. He's the main reason why my guitars must have a whammy. This is my Fender 1950s replica Strat, which you guys have seen many times. This Wilkinson tremolo is amazing. It's like a Floyd, but without the locking nut. The wood back here is not routed, so I can't go so far up. I probably need a new tremolo. This one is at least 15 years old. I have a graphite nut with locking tuners. And I also use the Big Ben's nut sauce. It stays in tune great to this day. Today we'll get into the first wave of whammy innovators. Jimi Hendrix, Ritchie Blackmore, and Jeff Beck. Jimi was a whammy wizard, using it in a variety of ways. Blending it with distortion, effects, feedback. Let's start with the simplest one, which is the rhythmic pulsing. It's just a simple down, up motion, and it just comes to the 0 point down, doesn't go up, so... He would do this in a rhythmic, it wasn't random. It was just like some kind of a rhythmic, some kind of tempo. Either it was, sometimes maybe he was going with the beat, or maybe half or slower. He was kind of playing with those things. So it's just down, up, and it goes to the 0 point, doesn't pull up at all. Very simple. Let's check out an example from Third Stone from the Sun, okay? And it can be done to anything, chords or notes. And you can go as far down as you want. But he was kind of doing, I would say, by ear I could see he was getting a whole note. Or... if your whammy is staying in tune nicely, you can slide up the chords. I love this right here. This we'll get into this a little bit more in the shoegaze part. Dive bombs. Jimi invented dive bombs. That's why they're called dive bombs. Because he used the whammy to make his guitar sound like bombs diving, exploding in war, to protest wars, like in Machine Gun or Woodstock. The Univibe is perfect for this. You gotta get used to pulling the strings with your left hand. So you can keep your right hand here and you can use this to play the notes. That's another one that he used in Woodstock. He's trilling between open notes and fretted notes all over the place and just kind of playing, going wild with it. We'll get into this one a little bit more when we explore the next generation of whammy wizards. And then he would also do one where he would slide way up. They would slide way up high and dive bomb that note. And you can just pluck the hell out of these strings and get crazy and make them bounce all over the place. Because there's no rules here. There's no rules here. This is all about fun and expression. And next up, we have the motorcycle, one of my favorites. And of course, you can hear that somebody from our second generation used this, of course, in a famous solo of his. We'll get into that later. But here's the motorcycle, and the goal is to really just crank the distortion. I mean, you don't have to like go bonkers with the distortion. Get it nice and thick and crunchy and full, and just go for it. So you basically just bounce, pluck the low E, and go from there. Pick the springs on the back of the thing and whammy them and tap the strings until like here. So I'm picking the springs. Because whammies back then didn't really go up, so Jimmy was all just down, up, but we'll finish up with those beautiful, lush, clean whammy things that Jimmy does on Little Wing. I'm going to use the Univibe again to let you feel that motion. This one definitely worked with some kind of fun moving modulation like chorus or flange or Univibe, or of course you can always get the rotary. There's plenty of rotary effects in all the effects units out there today. Next up, Ritchie Blackmore. Blackmore wasn't so versatile with his whammy stuff, although he was directly inspired by Hendrix. He was a bit more unhinged and angry. He does this violent shaking thing. It's a wide range of motion. I don't think he's thinking about like he's not really doing like a whole note up and down with the pulsing like Jimmy. It's a little bit more violent, and it's a wider range of motion, creating a bigger pitch bend. But it's not just the note intervals. It's that unhinged feeling that you got to get out. Nothing like a bit of whammy strangling to get you through a tough day. You see, there's this weird swishing sound that's happening because he's literally strangling the hell out of it. And I read stories where he would like literally pull the bars out of their sockets like in the middle of a performance. He was so, first of all, I don't know, he drank a lot when he was playing live, and you know, this was the 70s, so you know what else was going on back then. And he was a bit unhinged and crazy, but it just took things to a whole nother level, and I love that sound, like crazy unhinged feeling, and it would just like take the feeling of the song, like let's say Speed King or something, like it would just take it to a whole nother level, like Flight of the Rat, like something like Flight of the Rat or Speed King. It would just like go bonkers crazy. You see that? And then I think what happens is your palm is kind of slightly touching, and you get that whistly, whooshy kind of thing going. And you know what? Don't be perfect. Let it happen. Let all the crazy accidental things happen. You'll get things you could never plan perfectly. You remember that one from the Live Made in Japan? Then he does. But you can see you can hear he's got a great ear. You can hear that note he goes down to there is within the key. So that's basically with the Ritchie Blackmore thing. Just to it's basic. The best word is unhinged. I love that feeling. He was such an unhinged player when he was playing. Then this thing and it came out in the way he was using the whammy. I love it. And of course, he was doing all that Hendrixy with the dive bombs. He was doing all kinds of crazy stuff. He would beat the crap out of his guitars. He would slam them into the amps. He got that. He had that whole Jimmy's destruction of the guitar thing. I don't remember. I don't think he ever set him on fire, but I saw plenty of Strat destruction happening with Ritchie Blackmore. Finally, we got Jeff Beck. Beck, of course, directly experienced and was heavily impacted by Jimmy, as he was in London at the time Jimmy arrived. Jimmy absolutely destroyed every English guitarist, including Beck, who wanted to give up playing the guitar after he saw Jimmy play. He started with a lot of Jimmy stuff, but later developed a vast vocabulary of whammy bar use. It wasn't all just dive bombs and insanity. A lot of subtle melodic work going on. His ear and intonation were finely tuned. Which brings us to ear training with the whammy. What I used to do was this. It's so dead simple, anybody can use this to train their ears. Let's say our target note is down one whole step, right? First, you want to play the target note, get it in your ears. Right? And then go down one more. And just keep doing it over and over. After a while, it becomes natural. You really got to train your ear. Don't fix this with auto-tune, okay? Be a real guitarist and nail this technique with your hands and your ears and your mind. You don't need a computer to do this right, okay? And then you can even go further down. Beck did this at the highest level, okay? He had a very special Strat. He had his own signature Strat, of course, which had a very detailed, fine-tuned whammy bridge. If you watched him play, he played with his fingers, and he was constantly doing manipulations with his hands, like he was like, you know, rolling stuff while he'd learn how to roll his volume knob up and down while he was playing with this thing, right? So he could go. He's a true genius of whammy bar melodies. Okay, a great example to strive towards. I'm going to try a little bit, but there's no way I can reach those kind of things. I don't have his special signature whammy because I know it was set up specially, and he was able to pull up a lot more than I can with this one. Of course, in the classic Freeway Jam Live that I covered in my video a while ago, he was the first one doing harmonics and whammy, right? All right, so I hope I've given you enough to play with. Most whammy bars nowadays are far better than anything the guys we covered used back in their day, except for Jeff Beck, who had the latest, a very specially designed whammy bar for him. Curious to know about Jimi, Ritchie Blackmore, Jeff Beck's whammy stuff? Drop me a little comment, and I'll dig into it further for you, all right? So anyways, enjoy it. I had so much fun. I hope you got lots of fun, wild whammy ideas for your playing. Please remember to subscribe, hit the bell, and drop a comment. Which of these insights are you enjoying the most? Guitarists, losing your minds trying to turn your riffs and ideas into finished songs? Then my songwriting workshop is exactly what you need. You'll learn the 4 keys to help get your songs to the finish line fast. Click the link in the description below and sign up today. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps you immensely. Have an awesome creative day.